Betrayal, the ultimate act of deception. In history, few names are as synonymous with treachery as Judas Iscariot, the disciple who sold his friend for 30 pieces of silver. But in Africa, betrayal has taken many forms: a friend turned enemy, an ally turned assassin, a leader who once fought for the people, only to turn against them. This is the story of the Judas of Africa. Leaders who betrayed their own for power, money, and survival. Number 10 will surprise you, just like it did surprise us here, but there are reasons. So just keep watching. Number 1. Mobutu Seko of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Patrice Lumumba, the first Prime Minister of an independent Congo. A man of vision, a man of the people. But within his own ranks was a snake in the grass, Mobutu Seko. Lumumba trusted him, even made him chief of staff. But behind closed doors, Mobutu was playing a different game. With the support of Western powers, he orchestrated a coup, turning Lumumba over to his enemies. Days later, Lumumba was executed, his body dissolved in acid. And Mobutu? He ruled for over 3 decades, amassing billions while his people suffered. Number 2. Blaise Compaoré of Burkina Faso. Full of vigor, determination, and compassion. Thomas Sankara, the revolutionary, sought to free Burkina Faso from corruption and foreign influence. But even the purest revolutions can be poisoned from within. Blaise Compaoré, his closest ally and friend, plotted against him. On October 15, 1987, Sankara was gunned down in a coup led by Compaoré. The man who once stood beside him in solidarity had become his executioner. Compaoré ruled for 27 years, until the people forced him into exile. Number 3. Jean-Bédel Bokassa of Central African Republic. Bokassa was a soldier under President David Dacko, a man he called his mentor. But ambition is a dangerous thing. In 1966, he seized power, deposing Dacko in a coup. What followed was one of the most bizarre and brutal dictatorships in African history. Bokassa declared himself emperor, spending millions on a coronation while his people starved. His betrayal was not just political, but personal. He betrayed the very soul of his country. Number 4. Gnassingbé Eyadéma of Togo. The first coup in Africa's post-colonial history. The target? Sylvanus Olympio, the first president of Togo. The assassin? A young soldier named Gnassingbé Eyadéma. He gunned down Olympio in cold blood, paving the way for decades of dictatorship. Betrayal runs deep in the Eyadéma family. His son, 4, continues to rule Togo today. Number 5. Charles Taylor of Liberia. Gaddafi trained him. Liberia feared him. Sierra Leone suffered because of him. Charles Taylor's betrayal was global. A warlord turned president, he promised prosperity but delivered war, chaos, and blood diamonds. Once a revolutionary, he turned against his own people, leaving Liberia in ruin. Number 6. Joseph Kabila of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Laurent Desire Kabila fought for the liberation of Congo. His own son, Joseph Kabila, would later be accused of betraying his father's legacy. Allegations of corruption, suppression, and deals with foreign powers plagued his rule. Was it betrayal or survival? The people of Congo still debate. Number 7. Jonas Savimbi of Angola. A freedom fighter turned warlord. Jonas Savimbi once fought against colonial rule, but his thirst for power drove him to betray peace efforts, plunging Angola into decades of civil war. He rejected ceasefires, costing thousands of lives, including his own. Number 8. Mengistu Haile Mariam of Ethiopia. Mengistu was a soldier under Emperor Haile Selassie. He rose to power, then ordered Selassie's death. What followed was the Red Terror, a brutal reign of fear and executions. Ethiopia still bears the scars of his betrayal. Number 9. Félix Tshisekedi of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Elected as a symbol of change, Félix Tshisekedi made secret deals with Joseph Kabila, allowing the old regime to maintain its grip on power. The betrayal wasn't just to his political allies, but to the very people who believed in him. Before we unveil number 1, could you guess who he could be? Well, if you are enjoying the video, remember to motivate us by liking and sharing the video, and leaving us a comment. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Let's continue. Number 10. Yoweri Museveni of Uganda. President Yoweri Museveni is known for his efforts to liberate Uganda and his contribution in the fight for independence of South Africa. But behind his great name lies a dark history of betrayal. Right from the Moshi Conference in Tanzania, cheered by late President of Tanzania Julius Nyerere, Museveni is said to have lied President Julius that he already had forces on the ground fighting Idi Amin. Because of this, Nyerere was lied to send in an estimated 500 Tanzanian commandos to support his army capture Idi Amin. The result? All the 500 commandos were outnumbered and wiped out. As it turned, Museveni had no forces. Museveni is again said to have lied another freedom fighter, Andrew Kaira, after making a joint attack agreement. Kaira's forces were to attack the famous Lubiri barracks, while Museveni and his fighters had to cut off any possible backup from Mankindai military barracks. On the D-Day, the results were undesirable as Museveni failed to turn up to cut off the said backup, leading to mass death of Kaira's fighters. Another betrayal that changed history was made when Rwandan President Juvenal Habyarimana's plane was shot down in 1994. It ignited one of the worst genocides in modern history. Many believe Ugandan leader Yoweri Museveni played a role, betraying Rwanda for political gain. Years later, similar accusations followed him in South Sudan, where the death of John Garang led to ongoing instability. Betrayal, power, greed. These men changed the course of history, not through courage, but through deception. They were Africa's Judases. But history never forgets, and neither do the people.